Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back with more Gran Turismo 7. This time round we're here for the very first event in the GT7 Nations Cup. This is sort of a bit of a trial run that they're doing, obviously just to try and test everything out ready for the new season. So not the longest race in the world, of course, nothing like we're used to, and apparently I've already picked myself up a 3-second time penalty for crossing the pit exit there. Did not know that was a thing, and clearly the Chevy in front of us has done the same. But yeah, really looking forward though to diving into this one here tonight. Like I said, it's a bit more of a test run at the moment from Gran Turismo 7, you know, just to make sure all the servers are working like that. So I think there's 4 Nations Cup and 4 manufacturers races over like the next 10 days. I've already missed the first Nations Cup race, but I'm pretty certain they're all exactly the same combo. So I'm probably just going to jump into one of those at some point when I get a chance and then go from there. But yeah, I've signed with Toyota just for this mini season. To be honest, no real particular reason or affinity towards Toyota. I just always knew they were quite strong on Gran Turismo Sport there, and generally I sort of quite liked the way the car's handled. But yeah, here at Deep Forest Raceway though, last time I drove this track was Gran Turismo 5. Safe to say when I jumped up to it on GT7, it was a very different circuit to what I was expecting, as we're just going to get absolutely mullered there by a Porsche. But yeah, fingers crossed that we can just try and find some track space as we head out of the final corner. Yeah, so don't exactly think I'm going to set the world alight in terms of qualifying times there, as we've actually picked up rear damage from that Porsche walloping me. But of course, if you're new around here, please do make sure you leave a like and get yourself subscribed, of course, for more Gran Turismo 7 content. Obviously, we've been jumping into some iRacing as well. But yeah, we're definitely going to be down on this first lap there as the damage now finally fixes itself. But we're going to get a chance to go for at least 2 laps here, I think, in qualifying, as that was just a little bit brave in towards turn 1. Snag the fronts, but is going to allow us to get a nice exit off the corner there. Still running 1 traction control, like I said, just to feel a bit more confident with it. And of course, if you checked out the video we did from Daytona a few days ago as well, I would highly recommend going back and checking that one out. That was very good fun, sort of first proper race online, of course. I don't really want to do sort of many campaign videos from Gran Turismo 7. You know, for me, I mainly bought this game just to try and do some online racing, and that is what I intend on doing there, as that is not the line down in towards the bridge. Try and tip it in, get the car close to the apex. Not too sure how badly you sort of tend to scrub the fronts in this thing. But so far this lap hasn't been too shabby. I guess we'll go and really try and sweat out the other 2. But of course, obviously, if you want to skip to the race, timestamps, as always, will be linked down below. So yeah, obviously, if you just want to skip and watch the race, then you can do that as well. See, braking, that is not the right line to brake there. I want to be braking about 150. Let's see, I just completely snagged the fronts into there. But yeah, let's really try and concentrate them. See what this first time is, however, on the board. See, just Deep Forest Raceway is so different to how I remember. I think it was a bit more like this on the older Gran Turismos, but I could be wrong. But this first lap then, fastest time by anyone is a 28.4. We set a 30.9. Not particularly brilliant. Felt like not too sloppy of a second lap there, but definitely don't feel like I've found much pace at all. Might just pit in and put a fresh set of hard tyres onto the car. But of course, yeah, a lot of the pace we lost was down at the final corner there. We're still only 0.6 down though at the moment. I'm sure we would find that time. Just going to try and work out a braking marker into there. So yeah, I want to be braking just at the end of the wall. But yeah, we are going to pit in then and go for 1 absolute balls-to-the-wall lap to try and finish off the session. Hopefully it'll give us a bit of clear track space as well. Hopefully we won't have to take fuel, just take tyres. But of course this is part of the learning curve as well on Gran Turismo, you know, sort of seeing how much time pit stops cost you around more tracks and things like that, because of course they could be a little bit all over the place on Gran Turismo Sport. But yeah, don't want any fuels. I don't think there's any fuel burn, to be honest. But yeah, fingers crossed this is going to find us a bit more space, and I'll join you all ready for our final lap of the session. Right, so about to set ourselves up then for our final lap of qualifying. We've still got 2 cars just in front battling it out, but yeah, fingers crossed we can get a nice tidy run out of the final corner, and then yeah, we'll go full concentration for this final lap then. Fastest time is currently a 27.7. Let's just see how much closer to that we can get. Of course, yeah, fresh tyres. Don't think there's any fuel burn, however, in this session. We'll give ourselves longest run to the line. It's going to be fairly tight on the time, but I think we've judged it pretty well as we round the final corner then. Let's just try and see if we can get a good lap in. There's 4 seconds left on the clock. I hope the timer doesn't end and that's just it for the session. Wobble there as we head through the second tunnel. This corner's the one I've got to try and get right, though. You need to actually scroll off a lot more speed than you think, and I haven't done so there. Been a little bit wide, but sets yourself up for a nice run off the bridge. Oh, a little bit wide there, though. That might be a track limits infringement. Have we got away with it? I'm not too sure. We were a couple of tenths up in Sector 1, but are we going to be any time up at the end of Sector 2? 3 tenths up still, so all we've got to try and do now is nail the hairpin. We should be able to find a lot more time. Brake just after the end of the wall. Didn't want to risk too much there, but to be honest, I think we pretty much nailed that as best as possible. Roll on the power at the final corner. Then, of course, you just got the long run back towards the start-finish line. Going to just cut the traction control out there because we definitely don't need it blipping in at any point through this final turn. I think it is going to be a couple of a seconds improvement, but it's not quite going to be as high up the order as I would have wanted there. It's actually only a 29.5. Where does that leave us then at the end of qualifying? It's only P15. Not too far away from a lot of other cars, but definitely not the time I would have wanted. Fastest guy there in a Genesis, then an RCX, and a WRX, so RCZ, sorry. So quite a lot of variety in the lobby, but yeah, not quite what I wanted. Let's get ready then for the race. Right, well, here we are then, having a look at the grid. It is the Genesis on pole ahead of the Peugeot RCZ. Only a tenth between those two at the front. A big 4/10 gap back to the Subaru. And then you've got the Aston Martin V12 Vantage. That thing is looking dated. McLaren 650S GT3 in P5 ahead of a Ford GT as well there. So, yeah, a lot of different cars in this one. Evo Final Edition in P7 ahead of a 458 Italia there. That's 8 cars. Different teams in the top 8. 9! You got a Porsche in P9 there. Look at this for variety. 10! Mazda RX Vision, of course, what we drove at Daytona a couple of weeks ago. Mercedes AMG as well. That makes it 11. 12 different cars with the Beetle. How many are we going to get there? Don't think we've seen a Honda so far. That's 13. There we go. Finally a double up with the second McLaren 650S there. There's me in our Toyota in P15 there. Chevrolet Corvette in P16. So we've still, there we go, a couple of Corvettes towards the rear of the field. They've never been particularly strong. There's another Porsche as well. But yeah, quite a lot of variety then. A Huracan in P19. So I think that's what? 3 double-ups? 4 double-ups. We've got 2 Toyotas right at the back of the field. But yeah, let's get ready then. 5 laps here around Deep Forest Raceway. Like I said, not going to be the longest race in the world, but fingers crossed we can just keep it clean and tidy there and maybe pick up a few points where people make mistakes. Yeah, we'll wait and see as to what happens in this one tonight. I think the key is just get to the end in one piece. That's always the aim, first of all, and then see where we go from there. It's a very, very slow formation down towards the start-finish line, but about to go green then for 5 laps here at Deep Forest Raceway. Got McLaren and the Honda just in front. Let's go! Probably don't need a traction control off the launch, but yeah, I'm just going to keep it on at the moment. as we head down in towards turn 1, just because I'm still a bit worried about making mistakes, as we've already got a guy behind hitting all over the back of us, and the guy behind is going to try and no longer be the guy behind there. Corvette immediately sends it to the inside. We'll let him have that one off the start. Fair play to the pole. Maybe he's going to be racing in anger today as we head through first few turns. Just got to try and get the car up to temperature there, as you can see. Yeah, already Corvette trying to have a bit of a look for moves on other cars there, but we might have a sneak back to the inside there, at least show the nose. You know, we let him jump through at the start. I'm just going to let him sit in front of us though and take liberties today. There is immediately all runs very, very wide. We almost run into the back of him, but again almost into the back of him as we try and set ourselves up for a nice run. McLaren gets immediately caught out from that one. Absolute sitting duck on the exit of the corner there. I think he went into the back of the car in front of us. What is he doing? Trying to push me towards the wall in the tunnel, but side by side we go. We might have just not gained anything, not lost anything on the opening lap of this race. A little bit of extra speed though as we head into the hairpin, so we're just going to keep it tidy. McLaren on the inside there. Ooh, a little bit of contact as we try to pinch him to the apex, but we will complete the move around the outside. Been a pretty clean start though for the most part, I think, in this one, as the Porsche for some reason... why was he on intermediates? Oh, I think he was the same guy that did that in qualifying. I saw someone have to pit at the start there because they were on intermediates, and I'm guessing the Porsche's made that mistake twice, so heartbreak for him. So we are at the 1 spot at the end of lap 1. Ferrari having issues as well, just a little bit further up the road, as I've got to try and get back to the radar. You never quite know when people are going to try and send it on you on Gran Turismo. Just trying to keep it tidy though. We've just got this gaggle of cars in front of us as we head through the first sector. Under the tunnel we go. So we can see right up in towards the points. No idea, or the top 10 even I should say. Everyone of course scores points in these Gran Turismo events. Just going to try and brake a little bit early there, and look at that, the Corvette inviting us practically there up the inside. Oh, look at this, it's all kicking off. Honda NSX gets sent out. The Ferrari again runs wide on the exit of the corner there, but yeah, we're under P12 then, so trying to pick off a few cars where we can, but got this guy all over the back of me again. We'll show him the inside. The Corvette is going to be able to go for anything. I'm sure he will try. Will the Ferrari try just in front of us? Yes, he will. So we're going to just brake. Oh, we've been completely destroyed into the hairpin there. Not too sure what that one was all about. Not too sure who hit me. I don't think it was the Corvette. In all fairness, I think it was someone else behind. As the Corvette, say hello to the shadow round for me, mate. P12 then is, look at this, what's going on? 2 guys in front of us already placing it super, super hard there. I never thought I'd see a Beetle going up against a Ferrari 488, or 458, I think it still is, on Gran Turismo 7. As, again, the Ferrari can't seem to get his line sorted in towards turn 1 there, but he's launching himself off the exit of the corner, so fair play to him. It's clearly working for him because it leaves him still applying the pressure to the Beetle, but it seems like, yeah, top 9 have really been able to break away throughout all of this. Ferrari again having a look to the inside there, but the Beetle slams the door. Tiny bit of contact. Where can we try and get involved here? Are they both going to overshoot? Oh, down the hill there as back end tries to get a little bit squirrely. These guys are a little bit wiser to it, but we just got to try and wait for an opportunity as Ferrari's going to have a look at the inside. Oh, I tried to get a good exit off the corner, but it just wasn't happening there. Ferrari, fair play to him, positioned himself perfectly on corner exits. Now I think we've got, I want to say it's a McLaren all over the back of me again, but don't hold me to it because I can't remember which button is my look behind. So I've got no idea how we can sort of see which cars are behind us. So fingers crossed this guy isn't going to try and send it. Unlike the Ferrari. Not the finest move, I'll be honest. We'll give him the room on the exit. But I think he'd gone for the send there, and we just kind of ended up at the wrong place at the wrong time. Struggled to put full steering lock on with this steering wheel as well, which certainly doesn't help us. We'll slot back over and get the slipstream, but I think we've got someone else flying in super quickly as well. It's back down in towards turn 1. I'm going to just get destroyed. No idea who sent me off to the shadow round there, but that was a little bit heartbreaking later on in the day. Still 2 laps to go, however, so we can probably try and get back up towards this gaggle of cars there. We now got a Lambo just in front of us. Oh, the tyres already starting to bleed there as the Corvette clean around the outside he goes. I think we've just... Ignoring track limits half-second penalty, that is not going to help us out. So it's all coming undone later on in the race. What is going on with these tyres there? I think we've got nothing at the front. This guy's just going to invite himself up the inside. And now, of course, we're going to have to serve this penalty at the back end of the track march. Try and turn off the traction control. Got someone there as well, apologies. What is this guy doing? Super aggressive. So we're going to lose that little bit of time there. Down to P18 of this race. It's all coming undone on lap 4, but we'll see what we can do still. Got to remember now, no traction control. It's not too difficult in a lot of situations. I feel like, yeah, it's probably something we need to learn. But one more lap to go then, and yeah, it's completely come undone. But there's still a lot of battling going on up the road. There might still be points and prizes to claim this one, as we've got a good run out the final corner. Good top-end speed against the Porsche, so we'll go have a look towards the inside, back in towards T1. Pretty even on the brakes, which is always reassuring. We will therefore set the move up. Try and roll on the power nice and tidy on the exit. That Porsche's got really good off-corner pickup. It's being mid-engined, but we have the inside for the next turn. So we will reclaim that. Corvette still just in front of us. See if we can just get that a little bit closer there, as trying to keep it clean and tidy. There is still opportunities here, especially down at that hairpin. I would have thought we're going to see some big sends coming in late on in the day. So we're really trying to tack over that little grassy verge. Can we get a good run though? Out in towards the tunnels. A little bit wide. Back end scribbling around though. I knew as soon as I got on the throttle there, we'd done it too soon. And the back end, I thought I could save it, but back end not having any of it. And that will right us and put us down in P18 right to the very end then. I think, unfortunately, unless we do see a lot of carnage here. A little bit of damage on the front as well. We had a pretty good race at Daytona, but, yeah, First Nations Cup race has been a much more grueling test for us as we head out of the final corner. Looks like it's going to be, I think the guy that started P2 has taken the win in this one. So I'm not too sure what happened to the pole sitter, but out of the final corner then. Not the race we would have wanted to kickstart our Nations Cup. P18 in the end. Not one to write home about, as that is a massive shunt across the line there. But yeah, looks like it was the WRX then that took the win ahead of the RCZ. Pole sitter actually ended up P5 in that one, 7 seconds off at the end, so I'm not too sure what happened to him. You can just see having a look down the rest of the order there. I mean, we were only 23 seconds off in the end, which, when you consider the carnage we had, wasn't too shocking. But thank you all so much for watching nonetheless. If you have enjoyed it, please do make sure you leave a like and get yourself subscribed. Like I said, I'm going to try and jump in to more of these test races as well over the coming weeks and months. But yeah, that'll do us for this video though, guys. And like I said, make sure you subscribe for more Gran Turismo 7 content.